Hi, I'm Tom, and this is Ming, and we're speed cubers.
That means that we can solve problems really quickly.
So now we're turning our attention to some of the world's biggest problems.
With solutions that you never saw coming.
Because we are
The Solve
ending
Guys.
the show.
Wait, what? That was the wrong sound effect.
We're ending the show.
We're not
I
ending the
said.
show. It's only episode 12.
And this is the final episode.
We did actually say we would do 12 episodes. Guys, I'm really sorry to say this, but we are reaching the end of season 1. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got you real good. What a problem we're solving today.
Yeah.
Can't say that this was a mutual agreement, but we are today solving the problem of Tom's addiction to Japan.
That doesn't even make sense.
It does.
Just think about that before you say it.
No. Fans of the show will know in every single episode, this guy over here,
Every episode.
just refers to Japan in some way. It's like, oh, hey, did you know that I used to? Hey, remember that time when I'm not sure if you know this, but like.
I'm sorry that I have interesting life experiences to share on this show, Ming.
But we need to solve that. It's something that like, I just think that if we remove this from you, you'd be a happier person. Don't you agree?
I would be a less cultured and... Okay. Look, I didn't want to do this episode.
Whoa.
I didn't think this was a problem. Frankly, part of me still thinks this is a non-problem.
But we are going to solve it. Can you just
say
think?
so.
Can you think for a sec about like all the problems that we've solved in this season so far?
Yeah.
Like all the way from the start when we
Toilet
solved
paper.
toilet paper.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
What an intro.
I haven't used toilet paper since then. Like, okay, maybe a little bit, but you know. Don't look at me that way, Tom.
Because your bathroom didn't have a bidet before, so what have you been doing?
We're moving on. We've also solved queues.
What was the tree in there, by the way?
Hey.
Okay.
Like,
We'll talk about
listen
that
to
later.
episode 1 if you haven't yet. If you've only just discovered us now. We've solved homework. That was pretty cool.
Homework with
Yeah.
Olo, yes.
We solved our phone addiction. With
Passwords.
Sue Timmy. Passwords with the great Billy himself. Man, oh man. We had Keaton Ellis over.
Yep, for food
For
packaging.
food packaging.
Yeah, wow.
That was so cool. We had Jody, the king of Tasmania, to solve procrastination.
That was an interesting one. He's a fun guy.
We had AI Ming, who lent his
Don't remind me.
or its voice.
Don't remind me of that.
That was great. I should just bring AI Ming back. Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, it didn't really catch on yet. We still have you, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
One day.
We had Cubehead solving bad
Bad
driving.
drivers.
And can I say, every time I'm on the road, I think of that episode. I'm always thinking, man, I wish I had like
A B plate to let everyone know how bad you are. Yeah.
I wish I could show like the angry face emoji on the back of my car to that person who just like,
You literally referenced this in our car drive today.
I literally
He's not
did.
joking.
yeah. Man, we solved gift giving with Livia. That
Yeah.
was amazing. And then most recently, mosquitoes.
Wow, that's 11 problems.
That's a lot of problem solved. That is 11 things the world needs to thank us for.
Yeah, and 11 brilliant solutions from me, might I add. Like, I just always have just the most like thought-provoking and transformational.
So moving on, all of that led up to the culmination, the ultimate problem that needs to be solved. Tom's fixation and addiction on traveling to Japan. Not only is it something that annoys me to no end, it's costing the environment.
Is it?
Well, I mean, you know, the planes go choo-choo.
That's true.
Wait, no, trains go choo-choo. You know,
Planes go...
with their propellers. That's how you go to Japan, right? Use a propeller. Like
Yeah.
twin propeller plane.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. And you're
We
burning,
run really fast.
Hey,
And we jump. And
There's
then
all
it goes
the
up.
CO2 coming out of the plane.
You're not wrong there, yeah.
There's all this. There's people who miss you in Brisbane, and that's a problem. There's not a lot,
Really?
but you know, there's me.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to go on with you just constantly going to Japan?
It might have to be the Solve Guy podcast one day when I finally get out of this place.
But I have incredible solutions that I think might cure your addiction once and for all and might actually change the lives of people who are listening. Even if they don't have a Japan addiction, it might actually make them think twice about travel.
World travel?
World travel, yeah, their carbon footprint, this is stuff that might actually change their lives. So let's get into it.
Buckle up.
This episode is sponsored by Daily Puzzles, which, fun fact, ships internationally. Speaking of internationally, Japan. How's that segue on a scale of 1 to 10? How is that not 10? Come on, 10. 10. Give me 10.
9.5. Yeah, that was all right.
So hard to please. Tom, I've come up with 2 solutions for you today to quell your incessant, insatiable desire to travel and possibly move to Japan. I think that this will change your life. So
I love this diagnosis of me, by the way. Thank you very much.
This didn't even come from you.
I've been to Japan one time. I've been one time, and it's apparently my whole personality, according to Ming.
It is. It's an intervention that he completely didn't ask for, but I think this might help you.
I will admit I have seen some fans bring it up in the comments.
Oh,
I've seen a few comments.
There you go.
People asking why I'm always talking about it.
I don't believe you. I mean, for starters, Tom having fans.
I didn't say whose fans they were.
Okay, are you ready for the solution? My first solution
Go for it.
to you with this travel bug, right? And again, for anyone who has the travel bug, who's finding it a little bit hard to shake this bug.
Hey, some of us young people have aspirations. We want to see the world. We want to do stuff before we grow old,
Like me?
Sue me.
Wow. My solution to the travel bug is right here. Are you ready? I hold in my hands.
Are these Crocs? Oh.
I hold in my hands a VR headset.
Right.
A virtual reality headset, which I don't even think it's charged. But a VR headset, Tom, is going to let you travel the world without leaving the comfort of your bedroom.
Right.
Or your toilet where you've got your bidet running. He's not convinced. So
please enlighten me. How is this
Hear me out.
piece of plastic and fake leather?
So this is the Google Quest, I think. It doesn't matter which one it is. So let me tell you a story. Make yourself comfortable. The year was 1929.
Ming was a small child.
I was a small child, just in grade 2. I was a wee little child.
Roaming the streets of Singapore.
I got my very first virtual reality headset, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. Came with like a few things pre-installed, but one of the apps on it was Google Earth. Now, Google Earth already is incredible, right? Like you can just go all around the world. There's like Google Street View. It's really cool. You can like see all sorts of places like, on your phone or on a computer. But Google Earth in virtual reality, my goodness, it is life-changing. So the first thing I did when I went in, because I was like, I can travel anywhere. I instantly typed in the address of where I grew up in Singapore, like my first home. Within seconds, I was there. So I put the little guy down in street view mode. And can I say, I nearly cried. I was in my living room. It was like late at night, everyone was in bed. And I remember suddenly just being transported to my childhood home, and I could not believe that I was actually there.
Yeah, well,
it was incredible. And then the next location was the next place that I grew up. I went to my old primary school. I went to where my friends and I used to hang out, and I literally felt like within that couple of hours span that night, I traveled all around Singapore.
Well, it sounds like that feeling of looking at an old photograph and the memories coming back, but on steroids. If you can look around freely, that
now obviously
cool.
Not the full experience because I'm looking at a static image. It wasn't a video. It was how Google Street View is like, but still, it's a 360 experience. It really, really felt like I was there. And I think what really surprised me is after a few hours of going around Singapore, I guess, in my VR headset, my desire to want to go back to visit, it was still there, but it was less. It actually felt like a part of me had traveled, and for the price of nothing. The price of a VR headset. But I mean, still, it's cheaper than me getting a ticket back to Singapore. and I didn't stop there. The next night, I think I went to like the Colosseum, and I did like a bit of a Europe trip. Like I went to the Eiffel Tower, I went to like Big Ben and all these places again from the comfort of like. This feels a lot like I'm just like plugging VR headsets. What I'm trying to say is technology exists, and you can use this to scratch that Japanese itch that you have.
That is crazy.
Came out strange, but you know what I mean. What do you think, Tom? Think of the money you'll save.
It's a sweet sentiment, and it does sound cool. And to your credit as well, I think VR headsets, you can like watch 3D.
Yeah.
Is that the right like virtual reality videos people have created as well?
That's
like
true.
A street view of someone walking live through somewhere and looking around. So that might even be better.
Yeah.
But you kind of lost me on it making you feel like you didn't want to travel. I feel like seeing that and like almost being there would like make you want to get there more. It's like you scratch the itch, you scratch the mozzie bite,
and then you want to scratch more.
But you actually put bacteria in the mozzie bite, and it got worse. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay, let me confess. It made me want to travel to Singapore less, but it made me want to travel to Europe more. It actually made me now put like all these locations in Europe on like the travel bucket list.
So you were leaving out a key detail there.
It wasn't relevant at the time. But I mean, look, for our listeners, I do want to say that you may not have a VR headset yourself, but if you know someone who has one, and most people I think know someone, or like know someone who knows someone who has a VR headset, if you actually, if you don't have the means yourself, whether it's time, money, this stuff is expensive, right? Travel's expensive.
So you just walk up to them and say, "Take me to Japan."
Please take me to Japan. I do want to say, I think this is a way that the world can be accessible to people who just don't have the means. Yeah. So, okay, let's not single you out. I do actually want to give a shout out to the way that VR headsets have actually connected us to the world in ways that I don't know if we appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I can see it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will maintain that when I pull up photos of my first Japan trip in my phone, I'm not like, you're so glad that's over.
Your selfies are just like you wearing a VR headset. You're like, oh, you want to see photos of me in Japan? Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Guys, this is what addiction looks like. I just want to say.
I can stop whenever I want.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Yeah, sure you can, Tom. And that's why I've prepared solution number 2 for you.
Okay.
Yeah, are you ready?
The backup, plan B, initiated.
No, this works in conjunction. So there's technology involved again, because why not? Call us the technology guys. But there's a recent startup. This is a company called FrodoBot. And according to their words, FrodoBots is an open world game that lets you remotely drive real life robots around the world.
So one more time?
They're an open world game that lets you remotely drive, so like from wherever you are,
yeah,
real robots around the world. And so you literally, for a fee, can control these, like, they look like a Roomba, like a little robot vacuum.
Yeah.
And then you get to drive. It's got a camera on it, so you can see where it's going.
See where you're going.
So they're currently only in 4 locations. They're in Germany, UK, Singapore, and China. I'm sure Japan will get at it. Don't worry. And so again, from the comfort of your living room, for a small fee, right, on your phone, it feels like you're playing a game, you're going through Japan, but you actually are controlling something that's moving through that place. And so like, hey, I've never been to Germany before. And, maybe the VR headset isn't cutting it because it's like, oh, it's so passive. It's not like I'm actually making a difference in this space.
Yeah, you're like watching the guy. You're like, you want to go down that alley, but he goes the other way.
He goes the other way. Yeah. But in this case, you can you can turn left. Yeah, I want to see what's around that corner. Right now I'm seeing, I don't know, the sunrise from this angle. So I'm going to move my robot and I'm going to, you're welcome, Tom.
But you are also a box with 4 wheels.
Yes.
You're probably going to get like stuck on a curb after a couple of minutes and then
you're just going to fall over and that's it. It's like, sorry, that's your $100.
Over.
Yeah.
charged straight out of your card.
But
yeah.
people are doing this with their friends, and so it's almost like this social
That is
element
kinda
to
cool.
it. So like two people can like hire two robots in like I don't know Singapore or something, and then together they're like going down. They can like turn to each other and like, hey, what's up?
It's like playing a video game, but in real life,
Yeah,
it sounds
in
like
real life.
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hats off to these guys for their creativity.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's, people who don't have access to travel, because travel is it is a privilege.
Definitely.
To be able to travel. Not only like having the money to be able to travel, but just access. There are lots of people in the world who wish they could and they just can't. The opportunities are not there for them. And so this is yet another way that technology can bring the world to you and can cure you, my friend. Can remove this monkey that's on your back. Who doesn't want to travel with a VR headset hanging off their face?
Right.
Are you not convinced, Tom? With my two solutions, tell me the truth. Are you convinced?
They are really great solutions, honestly.
I know.
And I definitely agree with you saying, travel is definitely a privilege, and these things seem really great.
There's a but. There's a but.
There's a but coming, you think?
Yeah.
But, jokes aside from this addiction, I had a great time traveling in Japan, and it was really, it's hard to describe. It was eye-opening, like just experiencing a culture that, I'm sure I will enjoy many other cultures in the future, but just having the first opportunity to go to Japan was like a country that just does everything almost the opposite to Australia, right?
That's crazy.
Like it's just,
yeah.
but then
I don't like where you're going with this. You're almost converting me. You're making me want to go with you to Japan.
But the thing that we have in common is like there's so many kind people, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's really special, and I was grateful and lucky to be able to go, and it's cool to see the tourist locations and the cool spots, but like just meet like I met this little old lady at the bakery, and she asked where you're from, and I do my best to speak to her in Japanese and that sort of thing, and it's a really great experience. And look, just talking about all this travel is just making me itch to go back there,
All right. Okay. Hey, Tom, we're losing you. I think you're forgetting the purpose
so
of this
many more
podcast.
places.
I know. Hey.
I didn't
we're
get
trying to help
see.
people with their travel bug.
So
and we're
many cultural sites. And
okay. Let's take a quick break.
Temples.
We're going to take a quick break while we listen to our sponsor, Daily Puzzles.
I just can't wait to get back there.
Thanks, Tom. And see you later.
When people look at Rubik's Cubes, they often think, oh, that's not for me. I mean, I'm sure you've got to be really good at maths or like really clever and stuff to solve it. But look at Tom. Like he solves Rubik's Cubes.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Anyone can solve a Rubik's Cube. And now is actually the best time to start solving Rubik's Cubes and learning a new skill. There's heaps of videos online, tutorials that anyone can follow as a beginner or at any level to improve your growth.
Our podcast today is sponsored by dailypuzzles.com.au, who provided all these cubes that you see here as well. And man, do they have a selection. So of course there's the normal 3x3 that I'm holding, but there's also the scoop.
Bigger cubes like 4x4s, 5x5s.
This strange looking alien thing called the Megamings that's shaped like a dodecahedron.
Yeah, dodecahedron. Even puzzles like this, the Rubik's clock, the Chi clock, that aren't even cubes at all.
That's right. They have fast international shipping. Shipping to the US, for example, starts at just $5. It's actually crazy.
There's always discounts. Daily Puzzles genuinely has some of the best customer service I've ever dealt with online. And if you want to get an extra 5% off your entire order or the new Rubik's Cube you're going to buy, what can we do, Ming?
You can, at the checkout, type in Solve Guys, and you're going to get that discount and also support this podcast. So
start cubing.
Hey, welcome back. It's just me because Tom, for some strange reason, just like left the room and said to just start without him. I don't know if he's like trying to prepare his solution to the problem, but sorry, my phone's just...
Ming, what's up?
What are you doing? Why are you video calling me?
So, about my solution.
Wait, sorry. Are you just like outside? Can you come back in? Can you come back in the studio?
Well,
I am outside. You could say that, I guess.
What are you
But
doing?
so
Where
anyway,
are
I've
you?
been thinking about my solution.
And I know we talked a lot about how traveling can be really great.
This,
You
what?
know, through someone else's,
What is
through someone
behind you?
else's perspective, someone's lens.
I am
What?
so confused. I am so confused
Oh.
right now. Okay, for our audio listeners,
That's not.
Tom doesn't look like he's in Australia. Tom has his if his audio sounds bad, it's because he's joining me from a video call. Where are you?
There's a lot of
There's a lot of cars. I'm sorry, it's kind of loud, but
What? Where are you? Where
it's Kawaguchi call. So
are you in Japan?
Anyway, what I was meaning to say.
You're in Japan. You just
Uh,
stepped out.
yeah, so I feel like the best way to travel and the best way to get rid of this travel bug is just to get out there. It's just to
I'm so confused.
you know. And if you mean, you know, you have responsibilities and a life and that sort of stuff, but even if you can't travel yourself, I can be here for you, and you can see the Mount Fuji, for
Tom,
example, you know,
Tom, is that
from
Mount Fuji
from
behind
our
you?
studio.
Is that actually Mount Fuji behind you?
Maybe.
You've got to
Possibly.
be kidding me. That's actually Mount Fuji.
So, yeah, I
This
guess
is insane.
it's kind of the ultimate solution.
All right.
And
So
serious
what? Just
chat there.
teleport.
I don't know if I'm
Find a
back.
friend who can teleport. So just travel vicariously through I can't believe you are actually in Japan right now. Where did you say you are again? Like what city, town?
Kawaguchi call. I'm just
I
like
can't even
right
say
below Mount Fuji.
Everyone watching this, like, so if people watching this on YouTube will think that you're in front of a green screen, that like we faked
Yeah,
this.
no, it's just the Zoom. It's just the Zoom green screen, actually.
Is there anything that you can do to prove to us that you are actually in Japan? Okay, go and talk to some random Japanese person. Find a Japanese person and get them to just say hi to your friend.
That's like not a bad view, hey.
I can't. That's an insane view. That's crazy. Wow. We talked about it the entire season, and then he just went and actually is in Japan right now.
Real.
Tom,
Real.
so this is actually the end. Are you planning on coming back to Australia, or like this is it?
Look, it was a one-way ticket. I don't know. Depends. Really depends.
Tom,
I guess the only way for me to come back would be if we solve today's problem, right?
your suggestion to like sort of travel vicariously through someone else, it's actually kind of cool. I have to admit, I normally don't like looking at your face, but like watching you now just like stroll through the streets of Japan, it's actually pretty cool. Yo, those are some Japanese people right behind you. Go say hi. Go find someone and tell them to say hi to your friend. Nah, he's not brave enough.
Are you interested in buying a car?
What does it say? 239?
Yeah, it's like 11,000 maybe.
I actually sort of like your idea. I think the next time someone I know travels, I'll see if I can like video call them. Like, you know, they often will like, you know, post photos online and then you get to like, you know, see it through there. But there's something about the interacting like with you while you're there and telling you to do stuff. Tom, how are we going to do the 3x3 race? This is the final episode.
3x3 race.
Yeah.
It's the finale.
It's the finale.
Okay.
I was going to beat you.
Yeah, I've actually got a cube in my bag. Do you want to do it right now?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there'll be a bit of a time difference, right? Like, it won't be fair.
The lag's not that bad.
No,
right?
no.
Like, we're
There's
kind
a
of
bit of a
connected.
lag. No. I
We can do
just
it.
don't think it's fair. No, I don't think it's fair. I think, yeah. I don't know.
Huh?
All right.
But, I mean, we've been building up to this every episode.
Yeah, but look, we can't do it while you're
You're
in
not going
Japan.
to leave
It's
this till
ridiculous.
season 2, are you?
No. It's not fair.
You really?
No. There's the Japanese air that's like helping you out. It's not fair. You've got to do it while you're here. I'm taking you on next
Unbelievable.
season. Next
Unbelievable.
Season, episode 1. I'm taking you on and I'm bringing you down.
I guess we have to do another season then.
I guess it's
I guess
settled.
we do. This is if Tom
I'm
actually
going to have to come back to
if Tom
Australia.
actually comes back to Australia. I don't know how you did it, but thank you too for traveling all the way to Japan just to like finish this. Those cars are so weird. They just look like a little
They're very boxy.
cube. They're
Yeah, they're
super
little bugs.
boxy in Japan. Is it true that the lanes are really narrow as well?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Depends though. The highways are very wide.
Yeah, wow. Can I see Mount Fuji again? I can't believe it's actually there. That is crazy. This is covered, like the very, very top is like under cloud. That
Yeah.
actually is beautiful.
It's kind of mysterious.
It's actually crazy. Tom is in Japan right now. He's been talking, he's been yapping on and on about it, and now he's there. He's left me his best friend here in Australia. Is that a store, Tom? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm just at
Lawson. That does not sound Japanese.
No, I don't know.
All right, take me inside. This is like the robot drone, the remotely controlled drone, but better. Because you've got a few more brain cells compared to those drones you can drive in Germany. Whoa, look at those drinks. That's insane. That's crazy.
What do you want to buy?
Are they all in Japanese? Hey, don't they have like super weird food in Japan? Can you find some like super weird food? It feels like I'm at the train station or something. I'm just hearing all these announcements. So clean in Japan.
これお願いします。
Speak Japanese.
あ、大丈夫です。ありがとうございました。すみません。ありがとうございます。
Arigatou gozaimasu. So good. Nice.
ちょっと気まずかったかな。でも、できた。やった。
The dude was born in the wrong body. That's all I can say.
日本ではコンビニの内で
I don't actually know how many listeners we have in Japan, but I think we need a few more.
なんかビデオチャットは全然ダメ。
I have literally no idea what he's saying.
日本人がこのポッドキャストを見れば本当にすみません。すみません。
This isn't how I saw the season ending, but Tom's happy. And if Tom is happy, that's all that really matters, right? We've solved his addiction to Japan by sending him to Japan. Well, that's Mount Fuji, and that is the season finale of the Solve Guys season 1. I don't know where are we going to go in season 2? We're going to have to travel to the moon or something, right?
Yeah, we'll do a space episode.
Yeah,
maybe.
we'll do a space episode. That's actually a really great idea.
I guess you could say
Problem solved.
problem solved.
Season 1 has been a blast.
What a ride.
It feels like it's gone so quickly, and it has, because this is just the beginning of the Solve Guys and this podcast.
We just want to say from the bottom of our hearts a huge thank you to you guys, the listener, the viewer. We were I guess an independent, podcast that just started from scratch. And the support and the love that you guys have shown us, the listener questions and everything, the fact that there are some of you who are actually fans of Tom, like I still can't believe it. But
I know. I never thought that day would come.
so thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little break for a few months.
Short break, and
And
we'll be back.
If things go the way we hope, and if you guys want us back, season 2 will come with new guests, with new massive problems to solve.
Yeah.
And
new trips to Japan, hopefully.
okay.
But seriously, thank you guys. I remember when Ming and I first started talking about this podcast and conceptualizing it, and it was so exciting, but I never thought it would be even this fun. Like, it's been a great season.
Do you remember the first thing was that you told me?
No.
You were like, "Oh, new phone, who's this?" No. Sorry. What, you don't like my dad jokes?
A big time, do you?
That's probably the main reason why he didn't want to do a podcast with me. He was like, "Oh no, more lame jokes."
More lame dad jokes.
But-
that's the one thing we forgot to fix.
What? My dad
Yeah.
Again, not a problem that needs fixing.
What's all this Tom's Japan bug, but no, not Ming's dad jokes?
That's right. But yeah, I'm actually super excited for season 2 already. We will take the break that we need, but I cannot wait to get back into it.
Yep.
Can we ask that you keep the questions coming? Like if you've got like suggestions of problems that we can solve. So it's solveguys@tingman.com.au.
Yep.
And also, I mean, if you've listened to this point, you are clearly a solve guy yourself to have reached the end of this show. So I'd even appreciate if you guys gave us some like feedback. You know, if there was any constructive feedback
Yeah.
that you had for us, stuff you think that's working or not working, that would be so amazing if you could let us know and help us improve.
And share the podcast with some of your friends as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, we'll be taking a little break, but all the episodes are still there. Go back and watch them. Send them to your grandma. And we'll be back with...
Why is it always the grandma?
Because, like, this sort of slow-paced, boring show, like...
Hey, speak for yourself, buddy.
Granny needs a nap. So send her the Solve Guys.
All right. Well, if Tom comes back from Japan, we'll be seeing you in season 2. So, problem solved.
Episode 12, the season finale of the Gargle Guys, apparently.